lately. And it's funny because I never really worked with selenite very much, but it's an extremely powerful spiritual activation tool. I've been using it specifically in activations of people's higher heart and activating all of the higher aspects of their chakras, and really just amazing for opening and activating the crown, clearing any blocks there, and then connecting you to the universal mind. So that will be awesome. That's on the agenda for coming up. And
It's
then
one of my favorites here. Do you notice we have selenite under all the spheres? The big piece behind us.
That one is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of my favorite pieces because we do so much healing work here, and people express things as they're here during meditation and during classes, and the selenite just acts like a big vacuum and just comes in and just cleans. So it's constant. It's kind of like when you go to the dentist. I mean, they're just constantly putting that thing in your mouth and takes it. That's what selenite does. It just picks everything up and takes it and keeps it really, really energetically sanitized. So it's one of my favorite pieces. I always have it here all over the place. I highly recommend having selenite, some kind of piece with you, or around your work environment or in your house. It's a bit strong. Go ahead.
And then, of course, we have moldavite, which is the ultimate activation clearing crystal. It works on all the chakras. Reverend Danielle has a pretty amazing story about it.
Yes.
But we'll be working with moldavite as well. There's some debate about what it actually is, but a lot of people believe it might have been from a volcanic eruption from the stars that came in the form of a meteor that hit the Earth. This is really ancient, though. They go back to like ancient sites, like one of the first Venus statues, and they find talismans of moldavite that have been carved. So it's not new, but it is like mega, mega, mega powerful, and it is an all chakra stone for clearing and activation when you're ready. Yeah, interdimensional star being contact.
And the lighter pieces, the darker pieces will do it with more grounding, and then the lighter pieces, the lighter the green, the more activation you're going to get. That's why they tend to even come in smaller pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think you'd see a piece that light green and that size. I
No.
mean, you wouldn't come home.
No. Yeah, the lighter green for sure. So it can be very powerful stuff. And then, once we're cleared and there's activation stones that you can use as well. Through the clearing, then there's the activation of your light body as well. So there's many high vibrational stones that are coming through that do that really beautifully. One of my favorite is apophyllite. It's pure joy. This stone is pure joy, and it channels spiritual light into your very DNA. So I had it on my office desk for the longest time because I just gaze at it, and that energy is just coming right into your being, and you're absorbing it all the time. So even just having it in the environment, it emits pure joy just by looking at it. So amazing. So in the future, we'll be working with that also. So after the clearing, we're able to receive more and more of these energies of activation. We also have celestite, which is one of my favorite as well, connecting you to the angelic realms, also to also the cosmic energies. But it's a very deep peace and serenity that you get from working with celestite. So
Is that interchangeable with angelite? Is it the same stone?
this is actually a little bit amped up, the celestite.
Oh, okay.
Angelite's, in my experience, everybody's different, is a little bit softer of an energy.
Okay.
This having just a little bit more. Is it your experience also? A little
different mineral content.
Yeah, a little bit more pop to it.
Stuff.
Yeah, amplification, I guess, is what I'm getting. So we'll be working with that as well. And then we have also a damburite class coming up. So damburite works similar to the celestite in that you can facilitate angelic communication, as well as connection with the natural realms as well, like the world of the fairy and Debic energies of the earth. It's also really good for interdimensional travel. And this one also has a very deep sense of peace, but this has also got a lot of joy in it as well. The damburite's very joyful. So, once these activate different frequencies within our light body when we use like the celestite and the apophyllite and the danburite, and then my favorite for purification and activation are the herkimers. So a lot of times in class on Tuesday, we'll be using these along with the aquamarine because it pumps up the aquamarine. It can be used as an amplification and a purification stone. It loves like on your crown chakra or on your heart chakra. I saw a beautiful herkimer necklace that I'm shooting myself that I didn't get yesterday, but I'm sure it'll come back to me. But, the herkimer diamonds are just really about amplification and about purification, but also amplification of your frequencies. So whatever else you have going on, they can be good aids to work with, your other crystal allies. So we invite you to join us in our adventures. Each class will be completely different because it's completely different energy, and then whoever chooses to co-create with us that experience, the intention is going to be some powerful magic, so I'm excited for it.
It's the second and fourth Tuesday, and the next one is coming up this coming Tuesday. And it's aquamarine, which is the January birthstone.
Is it?
Yeah. So does anybody have any questions for Deborah? I mean, I know there's probably thousands of different questions about all the different crystals. And then we also, Deborah and I are doing the Crystal Adventure on July 30th. Where you can come here for a couple of hours, and we're going to cover, again, some basic stones on balancing your chakras, to cleanse, to release negative energy, and to amplify. So we'll be covering those. Not so much any healing stones, but your basic holistic health stones. And then we'll go up to El Segundo, give you a personalized consultation, and you get to shop in the warehouse. So that's
It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I love going into the warehouse because, wow, I mean, it's just such magic. I mean, you're surrounded by literally,
Yeah. I was just guided to tell you that if you come to wear something grounding, to wear like dark colored pants and maybe some dark colored crystals.
Or black tourmaline.
Something, yeah. Because, yeah.
Or your tourmaline
you'll be
necklace.
Peter Panning the whole time you're there. So, does anybody have any questions for Deborah? Yes.
Hello.
Hey, Deborah. When you have a crystal, do you cleanse it first? Because I've heard take it to the ocean, seawater. I've heard people say you can clear it with a candle. And how do you start to work with it?
So that's a really great question because, the energies are changing. And so, things that they wrote in books long, long ago, I don't find to necessarily be true. Once you make a deeper connection with the crystals that you have, each one will communicate to you in some way how it would like to be cleared. If they have a lot of dense energy, you're sensing a lot of dense energy in it, you can, there's a couple of really harsh, to me they're harsh methods, which are burying it in sea salt, because that can actually, if you buried yourself in salt or you sat in salt water, you notice you go to the beach and you're in the salt water for too long, you're very tired. It does the same thing to your crystal. So I like to smudge them with sage. I like to rinse them under the water or take them to the ocean and sway them back and forth in the water, but it doesn't take too long. It's mostly your intent. You're imagining that crystal becoming brighter and brighter and brighter, and one of my favorite ways is how we connected at the beginning of the class down with the earth energy, Gaia, and you pulling all that earth energy up, and she is the mother, of course, of all of these beautiful beings, and so you're just channeling her energy, her light, into that crystal, seeing it become brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, until it's super bright, and then, and it's clear. So you can use any, I love that method because if I'm somewhere, say at the crystal warehouse, and I find something that I absolutely love, you can do that meditation actually very simply, calling upon the power of the earth and the light, channeling it through your hands into the crystal. But you can also use sage very effectively, or the water at the beach, or even, I even run them underneath my faucet at home, doing the same visualization and imagining the water that's going down through the crystal flowing into the ocean. So you can use any of those methods. If it's extremely, like some stones that absorb a lot of, heavy emotions and stuff, like rose quartz. If rose quartz absorbs too much, it'll crack. and it'll break in half, or it'll become really cloudy. You can bury them in your garden